Hey there, welcome to Cryptids and Conspiracies Halloween Special. Let me turn down the light. I am a white boy. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there you go. That's a little better. I was bleached out right there. All right. Speaking of bleached, let me bring on some people. We got a couple special guests tonight. This lovely lady, ladies first, happens to be related to Wookie. I'll let her decide if she wants to tell you how. And this is the lovely Alex Animations. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me. This is amazing. I'm the only guest. No.
Well, got one more. This is my housemate and our erstwhile, drunk man around town. This is my friend Drunk Craig. Hey, hello. Well, welcome on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, no problem. Hopefully this won't turn out disastrous like some of our endeavors. But anyway, fingers crossed. Anyway,
knock on wood.
Well, pseudo wood. I live in a trailer. Anyway, speaking of trailers, let me bring this guy on.
It's a mobile home.
It's a mobile
home.
Yeah. White trash by any other name. There we go.
Hey, baby.
Don't call me trailer trash. I live in a mobile home.
Oh, riders in the sky, living in a mobile home.
I live here too, you know.
I know you do.
All right.
Anyway, let's
Anyway.
Bring on the Scotsman.
Hold on a second. There we go. I had an extra. I had a copy of YouTube open. I forgot to mute it, so I was like hearing echo right there. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
All right. Speaking of white, let me bring on our fellow Scotsman.
Oh no!
No! I need to correct you here. I am not white.
Oh,
I am pale blue.
Oh, okay.
I'm Scottish. I'm pale blue.
That's right.
All right. Bleach Smurf. There you go.
It takes a week of sunbathing to turn white. I'll have you know.
There we go.
All right, no problem. Yeah.
Oh, Alex Animations, our deepest condolences for being related to Wookie.
Ah!
Yeah.
Someone had to say it. Come on.
Y'all say it every time. Every time it's true.
Abby shows up.
Oh, you're on it now, Wookie.
Yeah.
He's probably listening to this on his drive home, or who knows.
He'll be going like this. I can't wait.
I was being respectful as to allowing you to decide how much association you want to actually admit to. So there you go.
I wonder what it could be.
I wonder. It's not like I've said it multiple times on multiple streams or anything.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
All right, got a couple people in the chat.
All right.
Hello.
No.
Not a ghost of a chance. Okay.
Oh wow.
Are you highlighting tonight?
Wait. Not a ghost of a chance from Mr. Time Prophet himself.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Our resident curmudgeon.
Our heckler.
Sure to take a dump on anything we do here. Yeah. Sure to take a dump on anything we do here. Anyway. So everybody needs one.
We love him anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Craig, I agreed to let him go up first, so he can be elsewhere. He's got he goes to bed kind of early. He has to get up early in the morning. So anyway, so the reason I asked Mr. Drunk Craig on is right after we met, we had a basically the power went out after we had met and where we were, and he decided to take the opportunity. Yeah, okay. When saw a ghost, turns out like okay. Gotcha. Anyway, but power went out, and so he's like chose to make that moment the lights were out and we're at candlelight or whatever, and he decides to say, "Oh, by the way, I grew up in a haunted house," and proceeded to tell some stories that made the hair on the back of my neck raise up, and just so you know, his sister, his lovely sister, lovely young looking sister. There you go. Anyway, she later on, without any prompting from him, he just like, tell him about the house, and she told me the exact same stories, from her perspective. Okay, and so if you know anything about, kind of like judging whether people are telling the truth, the things that you listen to were all there. And especially when she told a story that I'm sure he'll get into, which really freaked me out. Anyway, but we'll you gonna bring these up, Wookie? The comments for me, appreciate it.
I can, sure, I should. Mr.
All right.
Shadow Punk in the house.
All right,
Oh, Shadow Punk. Oh, it's Drunk Craig in the
Hello.
flesh. Holy cocktails. It's beer. It's beer. He's not hoity-toity.
On camera. Notice he is hitting his Bud Light hat. Yes, I did. B-Dog. Trick or treat. Smell
All right,
apples.
B-Dog.
No, I don't want
Happy
to. It smells
Halloween.
like athlete's
No.
foot.
But just so you know, Craig's beer of choice is Youngling. So.
Oh, Yingling. Okay. Yeah.
Brewed in America. So there you go.
Okay.
Damn it.
Anyway.
Mine's Tecate whenever I can afford it.
Oh no.
Like so there you go. Anyway. So Craig, he grew up in a haunted house. I'll let him take it away. So Craig, what age were you when you guys moved into the house?
I was 6. And well, here, telling how old I am now. It was 1965. And it was Halloween day.
Oh,
I swear, honestly.
nice.
Which really
figure.
sucked. Because I was at a school in Shelby, North Carolina that I absolutely loved. Now, I didn't move far away. It's 10 miles up the highway. But I had to change schools. And I loved my teacher. I loved that school. I was in the 1st grade. And it's Halloween. And I have to move. So I missed out on trick-or-treating and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's one of the many reasons why I am Drunk Craig today. And well, anyway, the house that we moved into, we referred to it as the Hamrick house. It was a rental. And it was pretty much literally in the middle of nowhere. In one direction, it was 1.5 miles to the nearest road of any substance at all. And the other direction, almost a mile, about 3/4 of a mile, actually, in the other direction, until there was another road. So when you're 6, you're kind of homebound with, that your nearest neighbor is going to be about 1 mile away. So anyway, that place, it was a great place. I love it now, but man, it really stunk for a 6-year-old. Soon after we moved in, it was myself, and I have 4 siblings, 2 sisters and 2 brothers, and my mom and dad. And let me see. Let me pull up I was busy at work today making that. This is a layout of the house. I wish I'd had time and I could have dug out some pictures of it, but it was a very an old farmhouse. Built,
Craig,
I think about
Craig, you have to
yes.
Craig,
yes.
Craig, you have to highlight it and you have to hit add to stream. So there's I'll get it. I'll be right back.
Highlight it. See, Stephen, you didn't prepare me.
I didn't prepare him. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
All right, please.
Funny's now in stereo.
There. Oh, that is a lot of steps. I would have remembered this. Well, I forgot to add it back when we had to reboot. Oh, okay. So, all right, there we go. And there we go. Okay.
Technical
Okay, I see it.
difficulties.
There we go.
All right, okay.
Bingo.
And bring it up. There you go.
Cool.
And up and down, up and down. Okay, cool. Anyhow, this is my little rendering that I did, my architectural thing that I did at work. Shh, don't tell them. But it was a gray shingled siding 2-story old farmhouse. There was a wraparound front porch. And as you entered, there was a living room, dining room, swinging door that went into the kitchen. And off the living room was a bedroom that was kind of a guest bedroom, or actually where my dad could sleep, since he was on a different schedule, and it was the quietest part of the house. And then the den where we actually did our living, my parents' bedroom, the one and only bathroom in the house, and a closed-in sunroom. And these are stairs. And going up the stairs, there were 3 bedrooms. The pink bedroom were my sister's bedroom. The blue bedroom, my brother Johnny and I. And the black bedroom, black sheep of the family, my brother Roger. So that's just the basic layout of the house. And did I minimize that, Stephen?
Mm-mm.
Stephen? Did it go
What?
away?
No, you didn't. You want to take it out? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, when we moved into the house, like I said, it was a rental house. The only thing in the house was this maple rocking chair with these fabric in back and a fabric cushion, or just a thin pad on it. A really pretty rocker, so we kept it. And my mom put it in my sister's room. And that was the first thing that happened. It was, I think, about 2 weeks after we moved in there. The rocking chair creaked when you were rocking it, and in the middle of the night, it started rocking, and it woke my sisters up, creaking, and that would happen quite often. Well, but that was like the only real occurrence for a while. And then one day, let me bring up can you bring the picture back up, Stephen?
Yep.
Or can I do that? Do I do that?
Yeah, you can, but I got it. There it is.
Okay. All right. One day, one evening, my sister is coming down the stairs, and she passes by the kitchen, and she turns and looks in, and sitting at the kitchen table was a woman cloaked in black. Of course, it's always got to be black. And she turned to raise her head and take off the black cloak, and then she disappeared. So my sister comes running, screaming to my mom, and of course my mom and all of us think that she's insane. Other things, a lot of this stuff was really centered around my sister Marilyn, who at that point she was 12 years old, which is kind of that age that they say is very susceptible for poltergeist and stuff like that.
Yeah, 12, 13.
Another thing, yeah, and another thing that she saw, they were playing with me. At that point, I was 6. My sister Marilyn was 12, and my brother Johnny was 11. And so I was the little brother, and I was kind of the pest. And they were out playing with me. I wanted them to play, and they said they'd play hide and seek with me. So they said that I had to do the counting, close my eyes, and Marilyn ran to hide, and she went behind this oak tree that was beside the house, and Johnny came up behind her and tapped her on the back, and she turned around and looked at him, and he was just grinning real weird and strange at her. She thought he looked really strange. And she said, "Hey, I have an idea. Let's run in the house and we'll watch television. He'll be out here looking for us." And Winky nodded his head, yeah, and a big grin. And then she looked to see where I was. And from across the road, there was a horse pasture, and Johnny was running across the horse pasture. Yep. So he had just been behind her, and she turns and she sees him there. So again, she starts screaming and running in the house. Everybody thinks she's completely insane. Another thing that happened, her best friend Gail would spend most Saturday nights with us. And one night they were up. This is after my oldest sister had moved out. She moved out and gotten married. And Marilyn now had the side bedroom upstairs to herself. And Gail was there. And they were spending the night. And Marilyn got up to go into my room, or no, into Roger's room, to see if she could find a cigarette, because they were young teenagers and slipping around smoking. And when she came back, Gail was sitting up in the bed. It was dark in the room, but the moonlight coming through the window, and she could see Gail sitting up in the bed with the blankets clutched up to her. And she came over and got in the bed, and when she got in, Gail said, "There's somebody in here." And then all of a sudden, Marilyn could hear footsteps walking beside her bed and down across the footboard and to the other side to the window. And then there was like a ping sound. And then it walked back to the closet and repeated the process about 3 times. And they were terrified to move. And then all of a sudden it walked back to the foot of the bed and it stopped. And then the bed started sinking in. They both leaped out of bed, ran downstairs screaming. And from that time on, my sister slept downstairs in the den on the floor because she wouldn't go back upstairs and sleep in that room anymore. Other things that happened, my brother Johnny, who was my roommate, he would hear knocking in the corner constantly. There was a little curio cabinet that was hanging on the wall, and several nights in a row, he would hear knocking in that corner. And then one night, he heard the knocking was going on, and there was a crash, and he looked over, or he turned on the light, and the little curio cabinet had fallen off the wall. Wow. My oldest brother, Roger, now down from the road, the section that was 1.5 miles, about 1/4 mile down the road, there was a bridge. Underneath it, a decent-sized creek. And he was walking home. He was at the age, and this was time when you could do it. He had hitchhiked from Shelby, where he went back to see some of his friends, and somebody gave him a ride up to the end of the road. And then he's walking that 1.5 miles to come home. And when he hits the bridge, a light starts coming up from the bridge and starts following him. And he's running away from the light, and he was known to carry a firearm. So he had his little .22 pistol, and he fired at the light following him. So that was the only real big thing that he saw. Another time, after Marilyn had moved downstairs and started sleeping in the den, and Mom and Dad's room was right there next door. One night, they heard a loud crash upstairs. I mean, like a huge crash. Now, in the front bedroom upstairs, there was a huge antique mirror with a brass frame and a clock with horses. It was humongous. It was like an 8-foot wide mirror, 8x4. And that was the only possible thing. It sounded like that had fallen. It was something that large. And they went up, nothing anywhere. Also at night, when my dad would be away, in my parents' bedroom, this door here looked into the closet, into the hallway, which had the walled off stairwell. That stairwell had a wall on both sides and a door. So it was like a hall stairway. The door would open up, and that happened several times. Then for my big
Yeah, Bunny, with the mood music already.
experience,
What's what to say?
I shared that upstairs front bedroom with my brother, and I was upstairs. There were twin beds facing perpendicular to the windows, and he said, "Hi, hello." I came running downstairs. This is when I was about 8 by this point. I came running downstairs screaming in hysterics, and I joined my sister in the den sleeping on the floor for the next several years because I was ready to go back upstairs.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Now you notice everybody in the family saw or heard something except the patriarch of the family, my dad. He never heard anything, so he was the decision maker. So of course we stayed there for we lived there until I moved there when I was 6, and we didn't leave until I was in the 7th grade. So I was 13. So we were there about 8 years. But I saw things. There were other just some unexplainable things. Getting ready for the show, I called my sister earlier, and I was mentioning to her that there was one time there was an electrical storm out, and in that den, downstairs den, there was this hideous 1970s indoor-outdoor green carpet, and across from the floor kept rolling several balls of like blue fire.
Whoa.
Like some kind of static electricity, and nobody thought that it was strange except for me. I mean, my parents were sitting there with me, and my oldest sister was there, and they just thought, "Oh, well, it's the storm." And I thought, well, that many? Is that an occurrence that anybody else has ever heard of? Of like blue flames rolling across the floor?
Nope.
No.
Mm-hmm.
My other sister who I was speaking to, she said that she did see that, and it was during an electrical storm at her house, but it came out of the television and blew the television up and flew across the room and hit the wall and burned a hole in the wall, or like a burn spot in the wall. But
Ball lightning.
I didn't know if that was some kind of paranormal activity. So the only other thing to say about this house, what'd you say, faux lightning?
Ball lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ball lightning? That is something. It looked like
ball.
Ball as
Okay.
in B.
Like a baseball
Ball.
lightning.
ball.
Yeah.
Ball.
Okay.
Blue flame, unless it had popped some gas or something. Maybe, I don't know, bucket of gas. Maybe.
Yeah. What was you saying, Craig?
So anyway, those are the main stories about the house. There was a history of the house, and after we had moved there, we found out that sometime previously, a member of the Ku Klux Klan, had lived there, and there was a rumor that down at the aforementioned bridge that they had hung a black man. So. That was a little bit of legend as to the property, and that was actually way back even before the house was built.
Restless
like I said, the house was built in the 20s.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Tell them about Gilbert.
Okay, here's one more reason why I am drunk, Craig. You're probably going to get drunker. One of the worst things about living out there was this damn chicken named Gilbert. Gilbert was a pet. My oldest sister, for Easter one year when I was like 7, I think I was in 2nd grade, she bought us Easter dibs, Easter peeps, Easter dibs. And I don't know if you're familiar with those, but they dye these little chickens pink, yellow, blue, whatever, and they dye them somehow in the egg and sell them at Easter time. Well, she bought one for myself and one for my other sister, Marilyn. And mine was named Sharon. It was yellow. And Marilyn's was blue. And she named it Gilbert. Well, by happenstance, Marilyn fed my chicken Sharon some bread dough, and it choked on it and died. So she felt so terrible. She said, "You can have half of Gilbert. He can be both of our chicken now." So, well, Gilbert grew up to be evil, and Stephen's convinced that it's whatever was haunting the house possessed Gilbert the chicken. Well, Gilbert was terrifying. Basically, I lived they yanked me away from my nice school and all of my friends in Shelby, moved me out in the middle of nowhere at 6 years old, and then got me a chicken that turned into Satan and wouldn't let me go outside. It would attack everybody. It had these spiked spurs on its leg. That damn chicken. It hit my dad in the arm, and he had to go get stitches. And it would terrify me. I couldn't go outside.
Yeah, those things.
It would run and attack.
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it treated him for a whole afternoon.
Oh,
God. But one day, we rode the bus to school, obviously, and the bus would bring me home, and my sister Marilyn and my brother Johnny and I would get off the bus and everything. And I'd wave to my friends on the bus and all that because I was going to be in the middle of nowhere with no friends to play with and just a killer chicken that won't let me go out in the yard. Well, this one day, Marilyn was sick and she had stayed home. And Johnny had gone to spend the night after school with a friend and rode another bus. And I didn't realize until I got off the bus that I was the only one there. And it'd been drizzling rain all day. And this was on a red clay, North Carolina dirt road in the middle of nowhere on this dirt road. And I'm like, I'd better make a run for it and get in the house. But no, Gilbert saw me and he came running after me. So I run up the road to the curve and I'm there. So I'm running. I get to the curve and I'm like way away from the house, like 500 yards, and I'm screaming until I'm hoarse, trying to get somebody to come help me. And then I get closer to the house and I'd be screaming again for somebody to come out and save me. And nobody would come out because my sister was sitting there. She was homesick. So she had the television, probably watching Dark Shadows at full blast. And my mom was like, the bus is late. I don't know why Craig's not here yet. Maybe we should call the school. And I was out there for like an hour. And I had fallen down. I was covered in mud. I had skinned my elbows. There was blood all over me in mud. And finally, the chicken got bored with me and went to the back of the house. And I came running in and I threw the door open. And my mom looks at me and goes, "What in the world?" And I threw my books across the room, started jumping up and down and said, "I hate you, you damn bitch. I hate you. I hate you." I was completely convinced that she knew I was out there. And when I did that, she just burst out laughing. And I got madder and I started screaming and crying more. And she kept laughing. It was... she loved that story. She would tell that story after I... But Stephen is convinced that chicken was possessed by what was haunting the house. Now, the chicken finally did have its demise. My oldest sister, who had moved out, had gotten married, and she had my oldest niece. I was only 9 when she was born, and when she was about 1.5 years old, a toddler, she's sitting out in the yard, and my mom has an aquarium outside, and she's doing the chores. She's cleaning it out and washing it. And here comes Gilbert, and he got to our little niece, Shannon, who was everybody's, the first grandchild, the first niece. And the chicken ran to her and popped her right above the temple with one spur and right above the eye with the other. and blood is pouring out everywhere. Head wounds. And it was just, and she's screaming. My mom grabs her and tells my sister, call her mom, call Billy, because Billy was at work in Shelby, which was 9 miles away. And so Marilyn calls and gets the cafe where Billy's working, and all Marilyn says to her says, "Oh, Billy, it's Shannon. There's blood everywhere. Come quick." And she hung up the phone. So anyway, Billy got there in about 10 minutes from 9 miles away. And he just ran in and grabbed Shannon, didn't know anything. There was still blood everywhere. And grabbed her in the car, rushed her back in town, got her to the emergency room, and realized that, it was a close call. If it had been a little lower, it either put her eye out or the other one would have killed her. But, it was a head wound. She had a couple of stitches, and she came back home. And she did slap my sister after she got home for making the phone call like that.
Yeah. But they asked Craig if it was all right they killed Gilbert.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I lost track of the story. Let me have another sip of beer.
Yeah.
After it attacked Shannon and told us about that damage, they decided we should get rid of that chicken. And they asked me, since it was half my chicken, if I minded. I'm like, kill that son of a bitch! Kill that son of a bitch! So Gilbert's demise was, this was ugly. How did that? They shot him, and he got up and wouldn't die. And they shot him again, and he got up and he wouldn't die. And then my dad, he was possessed. He was Satan. And then my dad grabbed a broom and broke a broom handle over the chicken. And then my brother Roger got the gun and went over and put it right on Gilbert's head and blew his head off. And I remember Gilbert with no head was running around and running circles.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm sitting there screaming and freaking out. So anyway, that's drunk Craig stories and why Craig is drunk.
Drama.
A
damn chicken.
The Terminator of chickens. It cannot be bargained with. It cannot be reasoned with, and it will not stop ever until you are dead.
Well, his brother lamented later on that if he wishes that he had like a. Because we're in chicken fighting area, and so he wishes that he had fought Gilbert because he could have made a mint off of that psychopath. So
cockfighting, yeah.
Oh, they have that. Yeah. They have that over here on the other side of the border down in Mexico.
Right.
They had cockfighting. It's nuts. I mean, it's
well,
like a football
game.
The
like, thing about it is, though. Go ahead. Well, the thing about it is, though, is Marilyn told me that story about the two brothers, and she told me this independently of Craig. Craig didn't prompt her or anything, but she's like, but she told the whole entire story exactly like Craig just said, but with the variations that show point of view. And what Craig didn't mention was, when she saw her brother run across the road, the hand was still on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was still, the pressure was still on her shoulder. And so, I mean, that part, the way she told it, his sister could tell a story. I mean, the whole family can just tell stories. I mean, it's incredible. But the way she said it, she just said his hand was still on my shoulder when I saw Johnny running across the road. And it's just like, but yeah, whatever. I mean, these stories, I mean, all of them are corroborated. All of them basically told from a different perspective, but her and Craig both like lived in that den like the last few years. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, I promised Craig that he could tell his story and be on his way. I really appreciate you coming by, Craig.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, two quick side notes. After we moved out of the house when I was 13, the house burned down 3 months later. So that could have been, I don't know, ghost. Maybe Gilbert came back and burned it down. Oh, and about Gilbert's demise, guess what happened to him? They ate him.
Ooh.
They cooked him. My
Original
parents
recipe
cooked him.
Or extra crispy.
They stewed him. And, no, I didn't eat him.
Craig wouldn't eat a drumstick.
No.
No.
He's too traumatized now after watching him try to kill it.
Also, on a side note, the brother who Marilyn saw the second brother of later came down to schizophrenia. So,
Really? Yeah.
So Marilyn always thought, she said he thought that might be connected or something, but it is what it is. House is burned down in America because it's supposed to be made out of wood instead of brick. Okay, whatever. He's taking a shot at America. Of course he is. Anyway. But yeah, I really appreciate you coming by, Craig, and telling the story for us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Craig.
But I guess you might be froze up a little bit.
A little glitchy.
Yeah, he's talking. I can hear him talk, but he's kind of like frozen up.
Yeah.
It's the ghosts.
It's the
I guess. I guess. Oh, now he's moving again.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
I see people now.
Anyway.
I see dead people.
Okay. Time Prophet thinks you're drunk, or that's why you see spirits. But it is what it is. Anyway, thank you for coming, Craig.
Well, have a good night, all.
Good night, buddy.
All right. Good night.
Thanks for coming.
Have a good one, Craig.
Catch you later.
Bye. Just hit leave studio.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Leave studio.
Yeah.
Leave site. Yes. Leave.
Leave. There we go.
And he's gone.
That's the way to say it. We're not going to let him go.
And
all right.
He's up.
Okay, you see why I wanted him to tell that story, right? Was that worth cross of admission?
What's going on there? No wonder that'd affect anybody as a kid seeing that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the chicken's bad enough. Then you got stuff walking around your bedroom and all this stuff, and yikes.
Yeah.
Ball lightning.
Yeah, like I said, she corroborated everything kind of independently, and she just told from a different perspective.
And how long is the stream? 5 inches. Nice Time Prophet.
Yeah. Well, I got one clip to. Yeah, there you go.
Chickens made me a believer.
Right.
Oh no!
I do.
This is why I say chickens were spies. They're all of them.
There you go. Well, I got one clip to show. This is something that happened on the TikTok stream. Out of all the clips I watched today, this is the one that kind of jumped out at me. So
does it jump out at you?
Well, you'll find out. Here you go.
Look. Okay, so all right.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Right, the door opens. Wait. I'm gonna zoom in.
Oh, no way. How did your door open?
It's glass. You can see through the door. Look. There's no one there.
You're joking. Bro, this is like The Ring.
And then it gets worse, mate. I don't know what to do. I'm actually shitting myself. Look.
Oh my God, you're joking. You're lying.
No, look, there's a f***ing head.
No, you've edited that. You have to have edited that.
How have I edited it?
Whoa, I'm a ghost.
Yeah, nice. That's out of all the ones I watched today, that was the one I was like, I cannot figure out, you know, how that happened. So.
That'll do it.
Yeah. What is that sound, man?
It's Godzilla.
I know it's Godzilla, but whose phone is making that sound?
It's mine.
Mute that shit, man. Anyway.
Put it on silent.
All right.
Put it on silent.
Quiet out loud.
You just set it off again on purpose, didn't you?
No.
He's not eating. He's letting his phone.
Old man, jeez.
Ha! It's
Come on,
off.
man. Anyway.
It's off.
Well, I believe Alex came on because she had something she wanted to share.
You have anything to share? Originally, your story, we couldn't put that story on. You have something really tamer?
Give me a second.
That we won't get struck?
Okay.
Well, you have to say something because I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
Same. I literally.
You live in Scotland and no ghost, no supernatural. What the heck, man?
He's got the worst luck.
I mean, I do.
What's the point of having a friend that's in Scotland if they don't have any kind of supernatural things going on? What's the point of it?
I'm sure there are. It's not
in
here.
The house.
Oh.
All right, Cotton, how you doing?
Hey, Cotton.
Nice. I do have
even chickens
something.
more.
Okay. All right.
It's the ghost of Colonel Sanders.
Chickinator.
Chicken.
Cat Girl has a story. Oh, okay.
Tell it, because I have nothing. Please.
Only ghost of Scotland is the ghost of Mel Gibson's bad acting.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right, Cat Lady. Do you want to come on the channel, or you want to come on the panel?
Oh, Cat Lady.
Tell your story.
I don't know. Alexis, is that a cohort of yours?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're another relative, I think.
Yes.
Yes, they're another relative. As long as there's no strikeable
do you have my
stuff.
permission to send the link?
I don't know how to send the link.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can.
Well, click invite, copy that link, and then send it to whatever social media they're going to be able to
I don't know
find
if they're
it.
on
So.
anything.
Oh, okay.
Are there any members of your family that aren't on this stream right now?
Do you know her story? You know her story?
No.
Oh,
okay.
The kitchen story. Yes, I know that.
Okay,
yes, I know that.
Let's hear the kitchen story.
Okay. Tell the story.
Hopefully, I do it justice.
Okay. As long as there's no suicide or anything in it like that.
No. There's nothing.
No chicken suicide?
No. There's no chickens in this story.
Okay.
Chicken side.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I do know the story, and it is that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so one night, this person was sleepwalking, as you do, and they have like stairs in their house, right? So they were walking down the hallway of the upstairs and then walking down the stairs down to the like first floor of their house, but they have a like home security system, so if you go downstairs, like it starts to go off with motion. And as this person was going down the stairs, they might have been lucid dreaming or something, but they claimed that this is like a real event. It wasn't a dream. That they actually like saw something. They looked out into like the kitchen in front of the stairway. And there was this tall, dark figure with red eyes, almost like a shadowy being just standing there. And when they saw the figure, they couldn't move.
Mm.
They were like frozen in place. They couldn't move anywhere. Not of fear, just like they physically couldn't move, almost like a paralysis of some kind. And after staring at this like figure for God knows how long, they start to hear like an alarm sound, the security alarm, and then they hear their mom calling them from upstairs, like saying like to get back upstairs because like they're like making the alarm go off and stuff. And finally, after so long of not being able to move, they can finally move, and so they run back upstairs and just go back to sleep. Like, but they claim that it was so real that there's no way it was a dream.
So, yeah, back at last Christmas, I sat at that dining table with my back to the kitchen every morning from about 2 o'clock in the morning until y'all got up, in the dark, on my laptop. I wish something exciting like that had happened to me.
Because this story happened when they were like 6 or something. This was a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is
scary,
okay,
Wookie, talk about that experience you had at the toy store.
Oh.
Yeah. They vouch.
Okay. So, well, which one?
Yeah.
I have several.
There's many.
I worked at 4 different Toys R Us locations in San Diego.
Yeah. Did you ever work at the Sunnyvale one?
No.
Okay, so you don't.
All of them were in San Diego.
Never met that guy. Okay.
No, all the ones I worked at were in San Diego. There was 4 different ones. There was one in on Marina Boulevard in San Diego, across the bay from SeaWorld.
Yeah.
One in Oceanside. One in Mira Mesa, which is an adjacent community to Miramar Air Station. And then Escondido. Escondido was the very first one I worked at. The one that was the most of note was, it probably has to be the Mission Bay. The Mission Bay one on Marina Boulevard. So when I got there, people talked about, you better watch out for, they call them like different names, like George or Bob or Bill or whatever, right? Just kind of whatever. And so there was I was opening manager one morning, and one of the department managers was there with me, and there was about 2 other people. And so we were all doing our normal morning routines. It was about, what time was it? I think we opened at 9. We probably all got there at about 7 o'clock. So about 8 o'clock, I'm in the office with the head cashier, and we're kind of just making sure that the money's getting taken care of. We're doing the deposit from the night before, so we rectified all the registers and got those out to the registers, and then we were doing the deposit in the morning. And so we just finished the deposit. The head cashier took off to go put all the registers in. All of a sudden, like right after she walked out, I hear this banging on the freaking office door. It's a metal door. They're all steel doors. Bang, 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 bang. And so I open the door, and it's the department manager. His name was Jose. And he's like 6 foot something, 6'2", 6'3", big, huge dude. He was bigger than me, let's put it that way. And his eyes are the size of teacup saucers. I mean, he was like breathing heavy, and he was like stressed out. I mean, he was just really scared the shit out of him. And so I sat him down. I'm like, hey, dude, what happened? Are you feeling all right? It's a heart attack. What's going on? I'm thinking, the guy's like something stressed him out, and he's like not feeling well. He's like, no. I'm back in the back, and there's an area that's in the back room that has another set of double doors, and it's for that's where they process all the claims materials, so like broken toys and stuff like that, and returns that are damaged. We would process them in this room. Well, this room has a stairway that goes upstairs to security storage for video games, consoles, stuff like that, and then premium items. And then also at the top of that landing, before you get to that room, it's like fixture storage, like an extra set of fixture storage area. The main fixture storage is the back of the store, but this is kind of like the fixture storage for the video game department. And so he said he was on the computer and he was processing something. He was running reports. What he was doing, he was using the computer to run his fill reports, because we would run reports for stock levels and what was out of stock or what needed to be stocked, basically. Give him a list so he could go pick it and stock the floor, his department. So he'd do that every morning. He's sitting there on the computer, he's doing it, and he heard something. Now the steps are almost run right down into the workstation that he was at. There's maybe about 3 or 4 feet between the bottom step and the workstation, but they were in line. So he's on the computer and he hears something up the stairs, and he looks, and he didn't see anything at first, and so he kind of didn't think anything of it. He's looking, or he's typing away, and he looks again, and he sees what looks like smoke. Okay,
right.
And at first he didn't realize what he was looking at, but then the smoke followed the contour of the steps all the way down, like it was stepping down the steps. Okay, smoke doesn't do that. Smoke goes up. It doesn't go down like that, following the contour. And he says it was about the size of a human, a figure. And he said, as soon as that thing started coming down the steps, he got about halfway down the steps, and he was gone. And so
it was Dracula in mist form. There you go.
Well, here's the thing. We have a security camera that is on that door and that workstation. So it was against the opposite wall, the wall that was behind him in the corner. And you could see him, the computer, the doors, the desk, and you could see the bottom of the steps. And when he bolted, now, I think it was one frame per like 2 seconds. So it's every 2 seconds it would take a frame. That's how it was set up. And so you see him stand there, you see him look, you see him turn toward the door, and all you see is his foot outside the door, and he's gone, and the doors are flying open. They have flown open, and all you see is foot around the door. And that's when he banged on the door. But if you look at the camera, off to the far upper right-hand side of the screen, you could see smoke. Like 1 second it wasn't there, and then like the next frame or so it's there. There's some smoke. And that was kind of freaky. And he was hyperventilated, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And he did not want to go back in there. He did not want to
smell it, though. Did it have a smell to it?
I don't recall him saying anything about a scent or a smell or odor.
The one at Sunnyvale is a very famous one. I remember seeing that. That's incredible when I was a little boy, and the thing that stuck with me, first of all, he was kind of friendly, and that nobody, people didn't feel threatened by him. I mean, some people got freaked out. When you see a skateboard go rolling across the alley and you're by yourself. I mean, things like that.
Yeah.
But when they started taking getting pictures of him, the weird thing was he always seemed to have a short leg, and nobody was really sure why. And they're just thinking that, everybody's like pointing to that, saying it's fake. You look at that leg, that leg's wrong. But they brought Sylvie Brown in, and I had my doubts about a lot of stuff with her, but she started telling a story about somebody called Johan, and so somebody like looked into records, and went back and they found that there was a migrant that had died, like in the field, or at least in the property where that Toys R Us was located. And the way he died is he mistimed an axe splitting wood and cut
Yikes.
the lower part of his leg off.
Yikes. That's crazy.
And so yeah, so that's the reason why they kept getting pictures of this thing with the shorter legs. So so either somebody did a lot of research and found out this sucker and then found a way to fake that, or something to that, something to it. But they were talking about the ghost hunters and things like that, and I looked through their best, like their best moments or whatever, and there's a whole bunch of like EVP stuff that could be easily faked and some other stuff like that.
Well,
and,
there was speaking
and
of the
so
ghost
I didn't find
hunters,
anything that really.
Well, that was Taps, right?
Yeah.
The guys out of Maine or where it was. Well, they did have a show, and they had a camera set up in a room, and the one guy, the bald guy, was hanging out in that room for a long time, and then ended up taking off. And shortly after he took off, the chair he was sitting in moved. It moved.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was creepy. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how easy that's to fake, but it wasn't a camera trick.
Well, the one that I saw that was most convincing to me was they did the USS North Carolina. I've been on the USS North Carolina, and the way those things are designed is there's no way in or out except for like one portal.
Yeah.
And so they were on it by themselves. There's no living souls on there, and they showed like the heat. They showed the heat scans and everything like that. They have like heat vision and things like that, and so they went into like this one compartment, which there's no exit out of that compartment, and the only entrance was behind them, and they scanned it, looking for like a heat signature, and they saw like a cold spot in the shape of a human walking around, and I know for a fact that the USS North Carolina took a direct hit to its bow, and the region where it took that hit would have been around where that compartment is. So,
that was a battleship.
So everybody except for Time Prophet, everybody except for Time Prophet, take that how you will. Because Time Prophet's not going to believe any damn thing, any damn body. So
isn't the Queen Mary haunted? Because they were involved in a collision in World War II because they were a transport. They were used as a transport ship, and they were involved in a collision.
Well, when they went on that. Well, when they went on that one they thought was somebody moved the sheet because there's a sheet moved, and the way it gathered up and pulled, they thought there might be somebody pulling it. So that particular one weren't able to get any conclusive evidence on. Well, no problem, Abby. No big deal, man. So okay.
Traffic.
So, alrighty. Are we gonna do a vote, or are we just gonna go ahead and confirm on this one?
I don't know. I got a poll up. What's your poll? How's your poll?
Well, I'll check it. Let me check it.
Let me check mine over here.
Any vote?
I got 8 votes over here. So.
Alrighty. Got 1 vote.
1.
Okay.
I got 8 votes over here.
So I got 1 vote that's confirmed.
Okay.
I don't see Shadowpunk's over here.
I got.
Well, at least he was earlier. So.
I got 8 votes, and I got 62% of them are confirmed.
Okay.
12% debunked, and 25%. Pardon me. 12% undecided, and 25% debunked, and 0 in the middle. So I think
Okay.
confirmed on this side as far as percentages is a winner.
Yeah,
here.
looks like. How much? Anybody want to take a bet at Time Profits on debunked? Anyone? Anyone want to take a bet on that? Anyone?
He's on my stream. He's on my stream, so yeah, he's probably.
I got nobody on mine, so yeah. Anyway, the guy believes in nothing. He's skeptical about everything.
No, he believes in guitars, so I know that.
Oh, okay.
He plays a good.
Yeah.
He plays a good guitar.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. When let me go ahead and clear this up. When Craig had these experiences, he was a kid and had never taken a drink, and none of them were old enough to drink when they had these experiences. So,
I believe in 2 bunny and chickens.
There you go. All right.
No.
No.
I will.
No.
Permission being given. Permission given. All right. Anyway,
window of visible light for human is so incredible small that there is an absolute certainty that there are things in this world that we are completely blind
to. Yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a very David Icke approach, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Well, so let me go ahead and play this.
What? Is nobody going to ask me what I think?
I apologize. I apologize.
He's jumping the gun there.
Go right ahead. What do you think?
Well, I just think there's too much evidence for it to be debunked.
Okay. All right.
I have no experience myself. I don't know anybody as far as I'm aware. So yeah there's something. I'm good with confirmed.
Yeah.
Well, just to go back real quick to that store that I was at, that one incident I described happened. There was another incident that happened.
Okay.
And there were multiple witnesses to this. I think we talked about it. I don't know if you were on. Mm-hmm. We were talking about that we were overnight. It was actually during the time that 9/11 happened. It wasn't that night. I think it was the night before. We were doing an overnight reset, and there was about a dozen of us. And there was a sighting of probably about half the people there, maybe a little bit less, maybe a quarter of us, saw the light or the lack of light as if someone walked in front of a light source behind a window. And so it was the ventilation ducts on the upper vestibule, the back vestibule, which was used for storage. And there was a shadow that blocked out, not one, but 2, as if someone was walking up there. And so it was a locked building. Everybody was accounted for because we were all having lunch down on the floor. And so myself and another coworker, there was 2 sets of there's only 2 ways to get up there. 2 stairways and a freight elevator. And you can't use the freight elevator and not have the whole building hear you. So one went up one side, I went up the other side, and we met in the middle. We didn't see anything. But several people down on the floor saw the shadow, saw the light block out, and then, as if someone walked by, was walking by. So, that was kind of crazy. I remember that was,
Well, my relatives, including my parents, all my aunts and uncles, have worked at a place called it's a mental hospital. It's basically the nexus in which my city was built around. It's been around. It's been open since 1847, and
Oh wow.
one of the oldest mental hospitals in America, and basically they some of the older buildings they've had my relatives talk about on third shift they have so many paranormal occurrences that they'll just sit there and something will like a wheelchair will like go rolling by and they'll just like oh okay somebody's up.
It happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody's awake.
My aunt Brenda, like she told me like something paranormal would happen like at least once a shift, and you got to where it was just like, oh, okay, that happened, and so I mean, people like Time Prophet can sneer all they want, but you got people like that,
Time Prophet.
Yeah.
They can sneer all they want,
I mean,
but I do think there are things that are beyond what you see,
Oh yeah.
Bud Light hat, right?
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Well,
There you
that's
go.
the thing, isn't it?
He's not the only one in this house that has a drink branded hat.
Nah.
No,
There
I
you
have
go.
a Dr. Pepper hat.
I don't have a I don't have a Bud Light hat.
Well, you don't have to have something scientifically proven for it to be true, Time Prophet. There's multiple things that have been scientifically proved that have been, like the apparent, like atoms. Okay, we haven't scientifically proven or even seen an atom, but we operate off of the atomic ideal.
Has it been
No,
scientifically?
it's never been. They've never seen atoms. They've never been officially to, say if
has
they're
it
real.
scientifically been? Has it scientifically been disproved?
No, but they operate off of it, off of the reality that the atoms exist. They just have never.
No,
seen
not
them.
that. No, ghosts. I'm saying, has ghosts been scientifically
ghosts.
disproved?
Well, it's never been scientifically disproven either, but that doesn't matter to people like him. So, besides a scientist, I mean, who believes a freaking scientist anymore anyway? They think
no kidding.
climate
we
change
own the
is real.
science. We own the science. We own the truth.
Science.
Yes, climate
Science.
change is real, even though we've never had that much of a shift. There you go. Even though there's pictures from like 200
Safe
years
in the
ago, there's pictures from 200 years ago, and the same water level is at the Statue of Liberty. So, but they still believe climate change is a real thing. So it is what it is. It is what it is. People, I don't know, but people like that think that you have to that scientifically proven means something. They have more faith than I do. I honestly have more faith.
Time Prophet says climate change is real, but man-made climate change is not real. Yes, because
it's called changing seasons.
It's called seasonal change.
It's called seasons anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Which means that we're going to get a nice little YouTube fact check on this show. Isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
So, there you go. Climate change is real. It has been scientifically proven. Even though there's no factual evidence, the scientists all agree.
Climate changes every season. Yes.
Whatever. Whatever. Anyway.
Ours stays the same.
Climate change.
There's actually more proof to ghosts than there is for climate change. Just saying. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, like Obama made more climate changes to America's governance than anybody has ever ruled. And where does he live?
Rich people live on the beach.
Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
That's where he lives. Anyway, Mr. Climate Change lives on Martha's Vineyard. And John Kerry, the other big guy, now he's got beachfront property. So there you go. Anyway. Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Yes.
Maybe you should do it more often. Maybe I'm more right than you think. Yeah. Anyway. All right, kids.
All right.
Well, thank you for coming tonight, Miss Alex. And making this sausage fest a little less, toxic. We really appreciate it. And sorry, anyway. Just saying, adding the feminine flair to this show couldn't hurt.
Why do you think they burned down?
There you go.
What?
Maui.
Maui.
I have no idea.
Maui.
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 What
Maui.
feminine flair did I add to this place?
By actually being a female, that's pretty much it.
There you go. Mom's home, by the way.
Well, there you go. I'm a sexist pig. What can I say? Oink oink. All right. Anyway.
He's a sexist bunny, not a pig.
Well, that's even
whatever.
worse.
It is what it is.
Bunny.
I know. Pretty much.
Wait.
I'm just saying it's appreciated that you would grace us with your presence. I really appreciate it. So there you go.
No monsters under the bed.
All right. So there you go. All right. Anyway.
There you go.
You're not getting offended. You got offended at my comment, but you didn't get offended at that. What the hell? Anyway. All right.
Anyway.
All right. Anyway. It's
monsters
appreciated. I
under the
really
bed.
appreciate you coming by. Anyway, so that's been Cooper for Telepathic Bunny Comics here with Mr. Kuru Bairab, Miss Lovely Alex Animations, and her relative, maybe not.
Link.
Anyway, there you go. Anyway, I'll let her claim him if she wishes. But
we
anyway,
go.
so
I just like
our
to say
people-
he's not just like this on
Go ahead.
streams. He's like this in real life too.
yeah,
Our most
I'm
sincere
friends with him.
apologies.
I'm pretty sure of that. Anyway.
That's what parents have to do. They have to embarrass their kids.
Well, every time I call Wookie, it's pretty much a hook. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What you doing over there?
And don't worry, he's not the only male in my family that does that. Every single male person in my family is literally Goofy. So
Oh well.
You mean
Okay.
your uncle is he's that
What?
goofy?
Oh.
sure.
Cat girl's dad?
I barely talk to the man. I don't know. He's like one of those shy students in class.
Does that include B Dog?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. Anyway. All right. Well, that's
No,
a weird. That's a weird reaction.
B-Dog,
That was a weird
B-Dog
reaction.
is B-Dog all the time. 100%,
Oh,
24/7, 365. No.
All right. I'll tell you. Your word for it.
Cat girl's dad is
Mm.
he's a big guy and he's real quiet and until he gets a funny streak, and then watch out.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, so thank y'all for coming to the show tonight. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
thank everybody.
Like and subscribe if you saw
Thanks for
something
having
you like.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, don't put any energy into that. Okay. Anyway.
Yes, thank everybody for coming in. Not Brian Young popped in.
Mm.
B-Dog. Decepticon. I can't remember the rest of it.
Yeah,
Cat
Shadowpunk was
Girl,
in my channel, but
Shadowpunk,
he's about the only one who showed up. So.
Cotton Ministries, Abby,
Mm.
Time Prophet, of course. Oh yeah. It was a
All
whole
right.
host of individuals. Glad they were all here.
And thank you for Drunk Craig for gracing us
Yes,
with his
thank you.
presence and
Yes.
and going through his
Indeed, yes.
trauma
Yes.
and
Yeah.
reliving his trauma for us.
How you
Anyway.
became drunk, Craig.
I've now
There
been
you go.
introduced to a new species,
Mhm.
demon chicken.
Demon
Yes,
chicken. Yeah.
Demon chicken. There you go.
You,
smell
you,
the
chicken
you
in
think
it.
Nashville
Yeah.
hot?
Yeah.
You think Nashville hot chicken is bad? Try demon chicken.
Oh
demon chicken.
no.
Let me think.
That's some
Oh,
ghost peppers and that shit, man.
Oh yeah, ghost peppers. Oh yeah, watch out for that.
Oh no.
Speaking of ghosts, anyway, so
Yep.
that's it That's it for us tonight. Y'all have a
I
good.
don't believe in UFOs.
We'll see you
either.
next time.
There you go. How about the Tooth Fairy, Time Prophet?
No.
Wanted chicken.
Okay. Let's just say.
No.
Let's just say blanket that Time Prophet believes in nothing, and so let's just go
He
ahead.
believes in
anyway.
guitar.
Yeah.
All right.
He
Good
believes
enough,
in the
good enough.
guitar.
And
All right,
water.
night, guys.
And chicken
Everybody.
parkours.
We almost got out without mentioning
Almost
that.
got away with that.
Is that what you're telling me?
Happy Halloween, B-Dog.
Once every show.
Yes.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
All right.
See you next
Good
time.
night.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.
Halloween.
Bye.
Ooh.